Well, what do former President Bill Clinton and now suspended baseball player Palmeiro have in common? I want you to take a very close look.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
I have never used steroids, period.
All right, you see anything similar here? My next guest does. Body language expert Patti Wood says, beware of the pointing finger. What do you mean, Patti?
Well, it's a power gesture. In this case, you know, it really indicates that this person wants to have true conviction. You take the fist, you put the finger out, you're symbolically shooting somebody. It becomes a gun.
So when Palmeiro was doing this on Capitol Hill, he was emphatically making the point, even though he might have been misrepresenting himself.
He was misrepresenting the truth here, even though it's hard in a scripted speech like that to tell because you don't have the natural voice going on.
Yeah.
The timing was off. He spoke and then he did the gesture. When you're telling the truth, you feel it, you show it, then you say it.
All right, so what about Bill Clinton when he was doing the Monica thing or denying it?
He had a lot of deception cues there. First of all, the finger is crooked. He's pointing it back at himself, and that's a subconscious indication that he doesn't really believe himself. Another thing is he was looking in a different direction than he was pointing. That shows a contradiction, again.
Yeah, but maybe his definition of sexual relations and lies, maybe he thought in his mind he was.
Right, well, interesting word choice, isn't it? That's another indication of deception.
Now, what about his predecessor, George Bush Sr.? He was famous for the No New Taxes pledge.
And I believe that's a beautiful example of a coached gesture. Speakers also use it to show how emphatically they feel about something. And notice that the pointing is a little bit up, like heaven believes me too. So, and that has a cadence to it. So again, it shows, I believe what I'm talking about, I want you to believe it.
Well, maybe at the time he genuinely did, but it was Congress that forced him to change it, right?
Right. Okay. I love the little smile that goes along with that.
All right. Now, we don't need to get into little tacky remarks here. All right, so Richard Nixon. Now, what did you think of the way he presented himself?
Well, I think it's interesting that his pointing went downwards as he said it. That's another subconscious indication that he didn't truly believe what he was saying. So the pointing doesn't make us believe his words.
All right. Now, there's apples and oranges here, but we're moving from politicians to people like Gary Condit in a different sense on a different case. Still politician, but what do you make there?
He had over 50 different deception cues in that 30-minute interview, and one of them that really showed his anger and aggression was the finger pointing. He actually symbolically strangled Connie Chung and sliced her and diced her with a sword movement as well during that interview, all showing his aggression and his desire to attack the questioner.
Which is why ABC put a banner over it. But James Traficant, of course, the congressman who later went to the big house. What did he do?
Yeah, very interesting. Again, the pointing is a very aggressive attack. There's a strong going outwards with it, and the words he says along with it are critical to put in conjunction. That he says that they're going to jail. He wants them to go to jail. So he's shooting them as he's saying it.
All right. Patti, thank you very, very much. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
The best segment we've ever had. All right. Patti Wood, body language expert. All right. Well, think quick. What do Atkins and Krispy Kreme have in common?